with your hosts, Andrew Romanella.
I don't think I'm good enough in this spot based on my own personal mental health, so I can't continue. Regular people should be in the Olympics so you can see how actually hard what some of these people are. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of The Rome Show here on 12ouncesports.com and Dingo TV, channel 217. I am your host. I am Andrew Romanella. We are back and live today, Monday, October 14th, 2024. And as we do all fall, every day, it feels like, of the week, we got a lot of sports to break down for the people, and we are excited. We remind you that the social media is The Rome Show 1. That's on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, wherever you go to social media, The Rome Show 1. Follow us there. We have a podcast. Wherever you listen to the podcast, just search The Rome Show Podcast. And we have a shop, RomeShowShop.com. Do it all. We love you for it. If you miss any part of this show, or it's such a good show that you have to tell your friends that wake up later they need to listen, Dingo TV, channel 217 for the replay at noon. Football, week 6, big time, okay? Major League Baseball, National League Championship Series started. Big time for the Dodgers. Monday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills against a newly head-coached New York Jetropolitans are Monday Night Football tonight. So that is your menu for today, October 14th, 2024. Get us on the social media. Before we get into that full menu, though, I have to give you a straight off the Rome based on my thoughts and feelings while watching the New York Football Giants lose to the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday Night Football last night. So let's go straight off the Rome to start the show. So every Tuesday, we have a fine gentleman named Rocky Romanella join the show for a segment that we call Hockey with Rocky, okay? So Rocky joins the show and 90% of the time talks hockey and 10% of the time talks football. And one time, Rocky brought up something about false starts in the National Football League. Now, I'm not telling you all of this so that I can go on a rant about false starts, but Rock's belief is, how can a false start really be a penalty when, if you really think about it, right, there's false starting going all over the line. The offensive lineman can move all over the pace, put the fingers up in the air, point out linebackers, look at each other. Heck, the guard can even tap the center when it's time to hike the football on away games because it's so loud that they can't hear the cadence. But the minute a right butt cheek lifts slightly up into the air, false start. And this is a big thing for Rocky Romanella. He's been, and we'll ask him about this on Tuesday, okay, tomorrow, what his least favorite thing in the National Football League is. And I would say it is the false start penalty. Well, I realized last night while I was watching the football Giants versus the Bengals, okay, 10-7, the Bengals are leading the Giants in the fourth quarter, okay? And I believe it's either a run or a slant or a quick pass, whatever it was. I want to say it was Darius Slayton out on the right side for like 45 yards, okay? And then you see flag on the play. And you're saying to yourself, flag on the play. Like, and then you go back to 2 weeks ago when we were talking, maybe it was last week, about how every single time you have a play in the National Football League, you're looking at the bottom. If you're on TV, you're looking at the bottom left-hand corner. And if you're live, you're looking to see any yellow on the field. It's like if you've ever played Battle in Mario Kart, okay? And when you play Battle in Mario Kart and you don't turn off any of the items, there are bananas everywhere. I mean, it's like you're losing your balloons because you're slipping on bananas left and right. Bananas everywhere, okay? Just like the final segment of this show. So that's what it looks like in a National Football League game. Yellow flags everywhere. And you can't watch a big play. You can't watch a little play. You can't watch a general football play without thinking, hey, is there going to be a flag on this play? Was there a flag on that play? Well, while the Giants are trying to mount a comeback last night in a low offense, higher defensive game, the football Giants make a play deep in their own zone, and it comes back for a flag. And the flag is this. The flag is ineligible man downfield. Ineligible man downfield. Now, here is the ineligible man downfield, I guess I should say, reasoning for flag, okay? So I'm going to take the people with me for a second, okay? We're going to go on a little bit of a movement here on the Rome Show. So I'm going to erase right here this board, which hasn't been erased in a while, but that's because we love our people at 12 Ounce Sports, okay? And we are going to diagram what they showed me yesterday on television as to why offensive linemen can be called ineligible man downfield. Now, let's be serious here. What are we talking about? National Football League? Really? What are we talking about? Okay, so this line at the bottom here is the line of scrimmage, okay? It's not necessarily the straightest of a line. I'm sorry, I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for the show. Coached 2 baseball games yesterday. By the way, Clones won 19-1 yesterday. Yeah, fire the people up, right? Won't talk to you about the 3-2 loss, though. Just kidding. Okay, so this is the line of scrimmage right here. And you have your offensive lineman on the line of scrimmage, okay? So according to the rules, you only get this distance. So I'm going to do it with the change of color on this whiteboard. That was my thought process here. You only get that distance as an offensive lineman to be able to move forward, okay? So if you're an offensive lineman, one of these X's right here, okay, and you move beyond this 2 feet while trying to block somebody and you're not blocking anybody, like you're just out there like, yo, I'm Jerry Rice in the 80s, hit me with the ball, right? Which no offensive lineman would have ever done. But well, now this right here, bam, that would be considered ineligible man downfield. Okay. So talk to me here for a second. So now let's flip the board so we have a little bit of space, okay? So now here's your offensive line. Here's the distance which they can't go, okay? So you go beyond here. So now they go and block. It's an RPO. They go and block forward, okay? An RPO, run pass option, all right? Run pass option meaning Daniel Jones has the football and he says to himself, okay, I'm going to hand this off possibly to Tracy, but if I feel like we have a better shot for the little quick option slant route there, I'm going to hit him. So Danny Dimes, who's right here, decides I'm going to hit this guy right here. Well, unfortunately, I think it was Andrew Thomas. He runs his way out to here. So now this guy takes ball, goes 40 yards, okay? And because this offensive lineman went beyond this area right here, regardless, okay? Now he was going out. He's thinking he run pass option, blocks for run, okay? Blocks for run. Quarterback makes the decision. He's 4.5 feet beyond the line of scrimmage, not doing anything but looking to block somebody. Play comes all the way back. Now I am sorry. That is the dumbest flag in the National Football League for 2 reasons. The first one is the guy's blocking or attempting to block. He's trying to do his job. He's not out there putting his hand up. Yo, hit me with the rock. It's not recess when you were in middle school, right? And you're just running around aimlessly like, oh, what play we running? Oh, just run everywhere. I'll hit the open receiver. That's not what's happening here, okay? He's getting out to do his job. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, who cares? Seriously, who cares? Like, if I'm Brian Daboll or any coach in the National Football League, and I'm like, hey, I got the new offensive play. I got it. We're going to hike the football to our quarterback, and then we are going to run all of our offensive linemen on seam routes up the middle of the field, okay? And hear me out, because no one's going to block the quarterback, right? But we'll have time. Maybe they'll nudge for a second. The linebackers won't even know what to do, and we'll hit Andrew Thomas down the seam for 15 and a first down. No, that's why the tight end position was created. But it still doesn't mean that an offensive lineman should get flagged for being 4, 5, 6 yards down the field. You want to flag them for maybe if they're 5 or 6 yards down the field blocking, and then they go out and catch a pass and you say that's illegal? Sure. Fine. I still think that's stupid. If you want to run offensive plays to your offensive linemen, do it. Who cares? It should be 11 dudes on the field. 11 dudes can touch the rock. 11 dudes can have a play call for them. The stupidity of number 76 is reporting eligible. Who cares? Everyone should be eligible. They're on the field. No? Am I losing my mind? So the Giants, so be it, good, bad, and different, are trying to mount this comeback in the fourth quarter. They execute a great play, and it gets called back because Andrew Thomas is in the middle, 3 to 4 yards past the line of scrimmage, just looking to go like this. And that's why. And that is the dumbest, I repeat, the dumbest flag rule in the National Football League. So to me, that is my Rocky Romanella despises the way the false start operates feeling from the National Football League. What are yours? I would love to know. Does anyone else have, and it doesn't have to be football, a penalty that every time it gets called, you're like, that is atrocious. How is that even a rule in this league? It's not about whether the penalty should be called or not. It's why is it even a rule is my question. That is what needs to be answered, because the National Football League over the course of time has probably lost a lot of awesome big plays, which is exactly what they're looking for excitement and entertainment for the fans, because an ineligible man downfield, that was no more than a guy that was number 60 to 79 running 2 or 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, thinking that he was going to try and block somebody. And because it went from a run to a pass, the offense got way past him, and he really didn't do anything on the play. So let's rethink that one, National Football League. I hope you don't rethink listening to the Rome Show here, 12ouncesports.com, Dingo TV channel 217. I know you did not expect to get a football diagram on today's show. If you didn't get to see me do the diagram, Dingo will replay the show at noon. So get to channel 217 and check that out. Okay, this could arguably be my favorite part of the week, which is going through the games that were played over the weekend in the National Football League. So we're going to put on some of our favorite sounder music, and we are going to break down Week 6 Sunday. You know what? I'll give you the Thursday game too, because I wasn't here on Friday for you. Week 6 Thursday and Sunday, National Football League. If you got any thoughts on this, get up on the Instagram and the Twitter. The Rome Show one. Okay, music makes you lose control. The 49ers, they're back. Not really, maybe. I have no idea, because there's so many injuries on the 49ers football club that I don't really know what this team's going to be over the last 12 games of their season, but they are 3-3 right now. They go on the road. They get their first road victory of the year. They beat Seattle 36-24. Geno Smith in this game threw the ball 52 times, and right there, that's the problem for the Seattle Seahawks. You cannot have an offense built around Geno Smith throwing the ball 52 times. They only ran 52 yards in 20 attempts. So, yeah, that's got to get cleaned up in Seattle. Both teams 3-3, offering a tie atop the NFC West. We get into the Sunday action for the people. Sunday this week actually started in a different country. You know the National Football League just loves doing that. It started with the Jags and the Bears in London, and I gotta tell you, the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing such poor football that it could spell the end of the Doug Peterson era in Jacksonville. However, the problem is Jacksonville's in London for 2 straight weeks, so you're probably going to have to wait till they get back. The Bears win that game 35-16. 2 straight weeks when number 1 overall pick Caleb Williams looks like a number 1 overall pick, 23 of 29, 226. 4 TDs. He only had 1 interception. He found his dude Cole Kmet, 2 touchdowns, and Keenan Allen, 2 touchdowns. So go to the well on the guys that have been in the league before, start to build some of those relationships, and then you get to start to get your boy Rome Odunze and others in the mix. They signed DJ Moore to a big contract, haven't got him going on offense a lot. Bears 4-2. Jags are 1-5. Phew, they are bad. The Packers beat the Cardinals 34-13. Justin Love. I actually don't think that's his name. It's Jordan. Jordan Love. He went 22 of 32, 4 TDs, threw for 258. A lot of running the football for the Packers, 179 yards on the ground. Kyler Murray and the Cards just can't really figure it out. They'll win like a good game, and then all of a sudden they'll just lose 2 atrocious games in a row, or they'll look really good for a moment, and then they'll just look so bad. So I just think at the end of the day, the Cardinals are one of the most up and down 500 or slightly below teams you've ever seen in the National Football League. It's going to take a little bit to get them back. They're 2-4. The Packers, they moved to 4-2, fighting with the Minnesota Vikings atop the NFC North. The Colts squeak one out against the Titans. They score 10 in the 4th quarter. Joe Flacco leading the Colts to 189 throwing yards, 2 TDs. Colts move to 3-3. The Titans 1-4. Tony Pollard 17 for 93 and a TD, but Will Levis is not the answer, and unfortunately the Titans are in a lost year. I would say the Titans are going to be fighting with the Patriots, are going to be fighting with maybe 1 or 2 other teams like the Cardinals or the Browns or something for that number 1 overall pick. The Texans dismantle the Patriots. They score 27 points in the second half to beat the Pats. Drake May started for the Patriots and didn't have a terrible day outside the 2 interceptions, but he did throw for 243 and 3 touchdowns. I think that was probably the move for Gerard Mayo in New England. Just get the young guy in there. CJ Stroud, 20 for 31, 192, 3 TDs. Didn't need to do a lot. Joe Mixon and the ground game ran the rock. 28 rushes as a team for 192 yards. Now the Texans move to 5-1 and the Pats 1-5. The Buccaneers slaughterfest with the Saints. The Bucs scored 23 in the first half. The Saints scored 27 in the second quarter. The Bucs scored 27 in the second half, and they won 51-27. Spencer Rattler started his first career game. Looked good at the start, didn't look good at the end. 22 of 40, 243, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Baker Mayfield did Baker Mayfield things. Threw 3 interceptions, but threw 4 touchdowns and for 325 yards. Sean Tucker with a great game on the ground. 136 and a TD. Bucky Irving, 81 and a TD. All-around offensive performance for the Bucs. And 3 of 4 quarters, they gave up 0 points. In 1 quarter, they gave up 27. The Bucs 4-2. The Saints 2-4. The Browns, they stink. The Eagles, they're but they beat the Browns 20-16. You know, not a lot of Saquon Barkley since the first week of the season. I wonder what's going to go on there. Nick Sirianni yelling at fans. Very interesting stuff. Jalen Hurts threw for 264, 2 TDs. A.J. Brown, 116 yards receiving and a touchdown. Not a lot there. 3-2 Eagles, 1-5 Browns. The Ravens stopped the Commanders finally with a lot of ground game and Lamar Jackson being efficient. 26 pass attempts, 20 receptions, 323 throwing for Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, 132 and 2 TDs, continues to lead the NFL in rushing. Jaden Daniels continues to look really, really good. The Commanders defense just didn't have enough to stop the Ravens. Commanders 4-2. And Ravens, oh wow, look, they're back. 4-2. Chargers, they beat the Broncos. Broncos had a comeback attempt in the 4th quarter with 16 points, but they could not do it. The Chargers win. They're 23-16. If you didn't see this game, very interesting. Jim Harbaugh left the sidelines because I guess he might have like an arrhythmia or something, or he was sick. He goes to the blue tent, comes back. They win the football game. His brother John was in an interview. He leaves the interview to go check on his brother because he heard he went to the blue tent. Harbaugh's doing Harbaugh things. The Broncos did Bronco things where they could have won, but they didn't win. They didn't. It was just Bronco stuff. Chargers 3-2, Broncos 3-3. AFC West shaping up very interesting this year. Steelers, they bang on the Raiders 32-13. Aiden Carroll started for the Raiders, didn't matter. 2 rushing touchdowns for Justin Fields, 1 for Najee Harris. Steelers 4-2, Raiders 2-4. The Lions absolutely crushed the Cowboys. Like, the Cowboys played terrible. I think that McCarthy's job, he's on the hottest seat in the National Football League right now ever since Robert Saleh got fired. So I would say that game from the Lions might have cost McCarthy his job. We will see. Cowboys are 3-3. They scored 9 points. Dak Prescott's not good right now. And the Lions do what they should be doing, which is winning and scoring points, and Jared Goff playing pretty good football. 4-1 the Lions are. And let's finish 2 games. Falcons, they beat the Panthers 4-2. The Falcons now all of a sudden looking like they're atop that NFC South, which is always a wild division. Kirk Cousins, 19-30, 225, and a TD. Hey, Kirk Cousins didn't turn the football over. That's huge for the Falcons. Andy Dalton's playing okay football, had 2 TDs, 2 interceptions for the Panthers. It's not very good. They might be looking at the number 1 overall pick again as well. And then the aforementioned Bengals defeat the Giants 17-7. Not a great game for Daniel Jones and the boys. The Giants running game, they ran not very well, 119 yards, but 56 of them came from Daniel Jones. I don't know if that's very sustainable. I do think he needs to run the football, but I think you need to continue to get Tyrone Chase. He had 17 carries, but only 50 yards. If you can get him going more and you get a little bit less Daniel Jones, they had 205 receiving yards without Malik Neighbors on the field. So I think you feel the Malik Neighbors loss for the Giants, and then the running game, it can't be dominated by your quarterback. I think we've learned that across history in the National Football League. Joe Burrows and the boys, okay game, okay enough to win. They're 2-4, and so are the Giants. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, was the National Football League on Thursday and Sunday, Week 6. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back, break down Monday Night Football, and then give you our picks for Monday Night Football, The Rome Show, 12ouncesports.com, Dingo TV, channel 217.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them. Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Yeah, it's the Rome Show, 12ouncesports.com. Dingo TV channel 217, the Rome Show 1 on all the social media. It's the bottom of the show. Woo! All right. I got a question scrolling, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to do this really fast. All right. Wait, here it is. It's at the bottom. What do you got? What NFL rule do you hate the most? The Rome Show on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Xer, whatever you want. That's what I need you to answer for the people. What I'm going to tell you is last night, the Metropolitans got slaughtered by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Kodai Senga was atrocious for the Mets. He only got 4 outs. He gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs. He walked 4. He threw 30 pitches, and 10 of them were strikes. Not very good. That's not going to help the ball club. So then the Mets had to try and piece it together from there. It was difficult. Gave up 3 in the 4th, 3 in the 8th. 9 hits to the Dodgers. Shohei had 2. Freddie Freeman had 2. Kike Hernandez had 2. Mookie Betts had 3 RBIs. And the Dodgers win 9-0. I believe it was Jack Flaherty on the mound for the Dodgers. He went 7, 2 hits, 6 Ks, 2 walks. That's what it should look like for a team that's trying to win the National League Championship Series. So that was game number 1 for the National League Championship Series. Game number 2 is today at 4:08. Sean Manaea will be on the hill for the Mets. It says undecided still. Been looking since last night for the Dodgers. They might go bullpen day like they did game 4 against the Padres, which worked out well for them. So maybe that's the move. And then you have game 1 of the American League Championship Series at 7:38 tonight, where the Cleveland Guardians will travel to the Bronx, New York, to take on the New York Yankees. Alex Cobb on the hill for the Guardians. Carlos Rondon on the hill for the Yankees. Not the heaviest of weight pitcher matchups. So let's look for a little bit of offense in that game tonight. That's your baseball rundown. That's your playoff baseball situation in the league championship series. Let's break this Monday night football game down. The New York Jets 2-3 host the Buffalo Bills 3-2 at MetLife Stadium tonight. I find it mind-blowing that Sunday night football was hosted at MetLife Stadium last night, and now we're going to host Monday night football at MetLife Stadium tonight. Like the National Football League, can we not go anywhere else? Is like there no other way to schedule it? I mean, I get that MetLife can be flipped over pretty quickly, but doesn't that seem stupid? Like you have 2 professional football teams that play at one stadium. Like there's no possible way in the entirety of their schedule building that you could have them not at home on back-to-back nights. I'm just saying, like, hey, listen, shout out to the MetLife staff if they can make that turnover back-to-back, but that seems terrible. But either way, the Jets host the Bills 8:15 tonight. The Bills are only favored by a point. Okay. I find that very interesting. Now, listen, the Bills have lost 2 straight. Okay. The Jets are coming off firing their head coach, and they have been one of the most inconsistent teams in the league so far. You really don't know what you're getting from Aaron Rodgers. It's not the worst quarterback play in the league. I think we know that, but it's nowhere near top 10, top 15 right now. The Bills, for the most part, usually have the top 5 to 7 quarterback in the league play, but it's been wishy-washy for Josh Allen and the boys the last 2 weeks. So this is a football game where 2 teams coming in struggling with the identity of what their football team is. Who are the New York Jets? Are they going to run the football with their 2 really good running backs, or are they going to try and be pass heavy with Aaron Rodgers, right? What are they trying to do? Is it Rodgers to Wilson, right? Or is it a 2-headed monster on the ground? What is the identity of the New York Jets? Or is it all defense? Is it 85 Chicago Bears? We're just going to dominate on defense. And what is it for the Buffalo Bills? Are we going to be a rushing attack led by Josh Allen? Are we going to be able to throw the rock? Is our defense consistently good enough? Can we stop the run game? Who are we? What type of team, and are we going to be led by our passing attack, our running game, or our defense? Both teams have major questions to answer on what type of team they are. But at the end of the day, someone's going to come out of here with a victory. That's a fact. And so either the Bills or the Jets will be leading the AFC East through all of the quote-unquote turmoil over the first 5 weeks of their seasons. And that is wild to me. So let's go and give you some daily bananas on these picks. All right. The other day on Thursday, since we weren't live on Friday, I took Thursday Night Football under at the 49.5. It was not. It was over. It looked under for a while, but nope, it went over. And then I took Deebo Samuel rushing plus receiving over 80, I think, or 90. But either way, he was over 100 receiving on his own. So I went 1 for 1 on that day. I'm 112 and 90 on the year. We're going to go with a twofer here. We're going to go Monday Night Football to start. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills at the -1. I just believe, again, pick them. So I'm getting a money line with the spread. I'll take that. Give me the Bills at the -1. The over-under in this game is 40.5, which makes me feel like it's going to be under. And so I'm going to go under. I have this belief that when the line is at 40 or slightly below or slightly above, there's a real reason for that. Unlike some of the ones we saw this weekend, 45.5, 46.5. So give me the under on the 40.5. Give me the Bills by the -1. By the way, the Bills opened at -3. And then give me Josh Allen with a touchdown. Anytime touchdown for Josh Allen, because that's what he does. All right, and those are my daily bananas. You should do those. So hopefully you win some bananas yourself. Answer the question for the people. What NFL rule do you hate the most? Write us in, The Rome Show 1 on all the social media. You could always comment live on the show. I am Andrew Romanella. This has been The Rome Show, 12ouncesports.com, Dingo TV, channel 217. Watch the rerun on Dingo or get the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Hey, have an electric day. Andrew Romanella saying peace.
Thank you for listening.